morning, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Olivia and I am a bikini competitor. I'm an online health and fitness coach and a bikini and wellness posing coach. So today is going to be a little bit of a different video. To be honest, if you've watched my previous videos, I kind of cover everything that's been going on in my life. And life is very, very hectic at the moment. I'm in the process of moving home and we are traveling next weekend to Manchester, which will be a vlog in itself. We are going to the Rocket Posing Seminar, which I'm so excited about. My coach is going to be there. He's actually a speaker at the event. We're all going out for food after. So that is definitely going to be a vlog in itself. But that does put a bit of stress on me because we are literally moving house 2 days after we come back. So there comes the stress of meal prep to make sure I'm still on track with my food, on track with my training, even with traveling and with moving house. So it's just been very, very stressful. This is probably the last time you're seeing me in the office space because all of the furniture in the house is going into storage today. So just kind of a little rundown. My boyfriend and I are moving out to his parents' house for the time being until we find our own apartment. You know, that's something we didn't want to rush into and just kind of get in the first place that we see once this house was sold. So we're going to take the time. You know, the market in Ireland is A, crazy expensive, B, there's not a lot of houses around. So we're just going to move to his parents for the time being while we're looking for a place of our own with the help of my amazing dad, who is actually coming here soon to help us move the furniture. We're moving all the furniture in my room, the office, the kitchen, the bike, goodbye morning cardio, and just all the little bits that we know we won't really need or that we can live without. So it's been a crazy stressful week. I've also just recovered from being really, really sick. So obviously that wasn't ideal, being in an improvement phase. We do not want to be sick and miss training. And I did miss training, which probably was not the smartest thing to do because it just took me a very long time to recover. But yeah, today is a crazy hectic day. I'm very stressed about it because I don't know how I'm going to get my meals in. I don't know when I'm going to train because I do need to train, and I am going to take you to the gym with me at some stage today. We're going to do a proper voiceover. I'm going to talk you through my training and I might give you a little insight into my training actually during the week, not today's session. Today is leg day. But if you know me, you know I like to have every day structured out, planned out to the minute, and today there's just a lot of unknown. I don't know when I'm going to eat. I don't know when I'm going to train. I have just sat down to client check-ins. It is currently 10 o'clock in the morning because I slept in, which is something I never do. I woke up at 6 o'clock ready to start the day and I fell back asleep, and I woke up at 8 o'clock and yeah, I don't know. My body clearly needed some rest. I'm still very run down from the week, from being sick, from the cold here. It's been a really, really tough week, and it's been a tough week mentally for me as well, which is something I want to get into in this video, just with how the improvement phase, how the off season has been going, and how I'm dealing with putting on weight. So that's something I want to get into today. I will show you a few bits of when we're actually moving everything. As I said, I promise I'm going to try and take you to the gym. I probably will not be showing you my meals today because I honestly don't even know what I'm eating and when I'm eating. So we're just going to have to leave that for another video when things calm down and I can do a proper full day of eating. But today, we're actually going to switch over the camera to my laptop. We're going to crack Loom open and I'm actually going to talk you through my off season. I'm going to talk you through the whole week. How my week has actually looked on a spreadsheet in theory, how my week actually looked, what were kind of the downfalls, the upsides, how I've been managing being in a structured off season for the first time ever. So that is what we're going to do today. So I'm just going to flip the camera over. I'm going to crack open my coach's sheets that we use for my check-ins, and we're just going to talk through it until we find time to go to the gym a bit later. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of video, a little bit different to what I usually do. I hope you find it informative and enjoyable. Remember, I'm going to be talking calories and macros and protocols and cardio. So if this is triggering for you, make sure you do click out of the video and go watch my other videos. There's plenty of content there for you to watch. But yeah, to be honest, I didn't have much of an idea for this video, so I thought this would be a really good thing because it's something we haven't done on this channel. I always talk you through my food, I tell you what I do, but I don't actually show you the numbers and just all the data. So that's what we're gonna do. If you like this kind of video, make sure you do drop it a like, click the subscribe button, please. If you watch my videos, please subscribe to the channel. Road to 1,000 views is underway. So yeah, let's dive into it. Actually, before we do, first of all, make sure you follow me on Instagram too. I'll pop the name on the screen. But first of all, let's talk through my visuals today. So we are currently, I need to check here. So we have just ticked off week 10 of being post-prep. Which means we are about 11 to 12 weeks post-show. Because you know I ended prep with a photo shoot. So I have checked in this morning. I'm going to pop my visuals on the screen. I'm going to scooch over and I'm actually going to talk through them. Because this is kind of the main thing that's been going on this week. The weight gain has really gotten to my head. I'm really struggling with having to put on weight. I know it's needed, I know it's necessary, because the one thing I refuse to do is step on stage in 2025 and make 0 improvements. But I have to say, seeing the scales go up has been really, really challenging for me, as I've spent months and months on end chasing new lows on the scale every day, chasing lines appearing on my body. And I personally think it just stems from my childhood as well, because I was a little bit on the chubbier side as a kid, and being skinny is something I always strived for. So I think personally that's kind of what it stems from as well. Just seeing those numbers go up when you spend so long chasing lower numbers is very, very difficult. But also along with that come the visuals, which you will see here. I feel fat. I know I'm not, and I know it sounds ridiculous because I am currently 9 kilos lighter than I was this time last year post-show. But, you know, I've been very bloated this week as well with some stomach issues, and obviously I am putting on weight. My lowest weight of prep was like 49 kilos, and seeing the 58s is a little scary. But my coach did reassure me we are in a really good position. The best position we've ever been in. This is the most controlled we've had this phase, and he actually used the words, "Olivia, you're nailing this phase." So I just need to kind of get out of my own head pretty much and shift the focus completely from trying to get lean to actually making improvements. Just switch that mindset over from prep to off season and just come to terms with the fact that in order to grow, I need to put on size. I need to put on a bit of body fat. Obviously with added muscle comes a little body fat. I need to put on muscle. I need to put on a little bit of body fat if I do want to bring an improved look to the stage next time. So, but I'm not gonna lie, it's been very, very challenging for me, but it's not something that we're gonna get too bogged down by. As I said, I just need to get out of my own head and come to terms with the fact that we have improvements to make. We have a pair of glutes to grow. So that's kind of how I've been feeling with my visuals. I'm not too mad about the visuals. I'm soft. It is what it is. I'm still lean. I'm just a little bit on the softer side, and as I said, when you've seen yourself shredded, this can be very challenging. So if you are in this position yourself, I understand. You are not alone, and I know it does get easier. So let's switch the camera over and let's get over to my sheets. So obviously the quality here isn't the best compared to my camera, but we're just going to roll with it. I pat myself to the side here. First of all, these are what my sheets actually look like. Equalize Coaching. So this is who I am coached by, Mike Geary, who recently switched over and built a whole new brand called Equalize Coaching. So you have just some little stats here. Obviously, the goal is to become an IFBB pro. So we like to have it there. We like to visualize that goal. This weight, this is the weight that I started prep at. Blah, 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 blah. So we'll get into the calories and macros in a little bit. So obviously, if we're looking at competing in 2025, we'll need to be starting prep around January 2025, compete around May, June. So we're about 70 to 72 weeks out currently. It is a long, long road ahead. So let's get into it. So as I said, we're into 10 week. Well, actually, it's kind of week 9, because if you look up at week 1, this was actually where I had my photo shoot. So I was still in prep this week. We were reversing into it. The food was going up, but we're still in prep. So technically it's week 9. So week 9, 10, so about 11 weeks post show, 9 weeks post prep. So as you see, we're going to go 90 here. Actually, let's go 100. So we started last week at 56.6 kilos, and no, we didn't. This is the wrong week. We started the week at 50. So my check-in date is Saturday, which is today. We started at 57. Then my mom and I had our weekend away. So that's something I talked about in my previous video. Yeah, we are moving house and my mom is moving back to Poland. So her and I wanted to enjoy just a girls' weekend away together, and that's what we did. Obviously, there was a lot of off-plan meals over the 2 days. So my weight did go up a little bit on the Monday. I didn't even weigh myself. I try not to weigh myself after off-plan meals because I just know that that's not my true weight. And I know that that's something that's just going to play with my head. So I just don't do it. Then yeah, 58.3, 0.2, 0.2, 0.4, and we're back to 58.2 today. So we're about a kilo up this week, which is something that just really, really scared me. And I think I was just really stressing about my coach not being too happy with this because I enjoyed a lot of food over the weekend. It was guilt-free, but I enjoyed a lot more food than I probably should have. Which obviously comes with the consequences of weight going up. And normally my weight would come back down a bit more than this. I think I just started stressing about that, and I just thought my coach wouldn't be too happy. But he actually said himself today, we are in a great position and it's really time to shift over that mindset and make the improvements needed because, you know, upper body is looking great, but the glutes, the hamstrings, the abductors, the adductors are lacking. They need a lot of size. And as I said, in order to put on that muscle, I need to grow. I need to put on weight. So then we're going to move on, which I haven't been taking my measurements, which is probably something I should get into. Obviously, day of cycle and cycle-related symptoms. I still haven't gotten my menstrual cycle back post-show. And to be honest, that's kind of expected just because I struggled with this long before going into prep for other reasons. And that's something I can definitely make a video on if you'd like. But it's just not come back yet. I'm going to wait another couple of weeks. We are kind of looking to get my bloods done soon. So I'm going to wait till then, see what the bloods say, which I'll definitely include in one of the vlogs and kind of go from there. Resting heart rate, obviously, always goes up for me after an off-plan meal, but drop back down to what it was last week, which is really, really good. Same thing today. And then calories and macros, I'm actually going to get it into when I show you my meal plan. So yeah, we got all the training in for the week bar today, but obviously I am aiming to get into the gym today. So lower, lower, upper, lower, upper. And the reason I actually start with lower 3 and not lower 1, it's the session I absolutely hate the most. So I like to get out of the way. But as you can see, performance has been really, really good this week. Despite me being a bit tired, performance has been really, really good this week. Cardio got ticked off. Steps are currently at 11K, so we have been hitting them every day. But as I said, I have been really, really tired this week. So you're going to see a lot of red in the morning readiness, energy. Throughout the day, it did pick up, but I just found the mornings and just until like noon, I'm dead to the world. So I don't know if it's just me still being run down from being sick or stress or what it is, but it's definitely something I want to be looking into over the next couple of weeks. Hunger has been very up and down. I just find myself when, you know, stress is on the higher side, so is the hunger. So that's just something we have to deal with. And my kind of goal for the next few weeks is really just to try control the mind and just bring those stress levels down because this is going to be the biggest killer of my progress if I continue to have such elevated stress levels. So yeah, I got over being sick. You're going to see a lot of illness in the week before. I got over being sick, but I just think I'm still very run down from being sick and I'm not fully recovered, which probably also ties into all of my bloating this week and just my IBS symptoms. This alongside still being a little sick and alongside the stress, I think that's just what's been causing that. And then just we look at my sleep. So that's kind of the data from this week. So you can see not the best of weeks, a little bit of red here and there with IBS symptoms, with fatigue and with stress. Well, we move. Going on to my diet. So this is kind of what food is looking like. So training day meal plan, we're looking at 2,166 calories, 123 protein, 279 carbs, and 62 fats. And then rest day, not too far off, 1978, 132 protein, 214 carbs, 66 fat. So as you can see, we are keeping fats on the higher side and protein is still a little bit on the lower side, which is definitely something I want to talk to my coach about, maybe about upping my protein and actually sacrificing a little bit of the fats just because, you know, hunger has stabilized a lot and I just don't think I need all these fats to try tie me over, because that's something we do in prep. We keep the fats on the higher side because they take the longest to digest. So, you stay a little bit fuller for longer after meals, but I just don't think I need that as much. But going into my meals, they're very interesting. Obviously, I have the freedom of tracking calories and macros myself now, but this is a meal plan that my coach and I kind of worked on together. So a lot of this, or all of it, I do enjoy, but it's just sometimes I'm in the mood for something else. I am free to actually swap it out for once. But yeah, I have my sourdough bread with 2 scrambled eggs or boiled eggs, however I feel, with some turkey ham and avocado. So these are my meals at work. Usually they're going chicken, rice, peanut butter, and pineapple is something I've added back in for that help in digestion. Then pre-workout needs to be really, really simple for me because I drive to the gym, I eat my pre, and I'm there in about 10 minutes. So I need something very fast digesting that I can just train straight after. So we're going 4 rice cakes, jam, peanut butter. Then my post-workout is a new addition to the meal plan. It's something I fell in love with in my carb ups leading up to shows, and it's stage. So we have a whole 80 grams of jasmine rice. We have 90 grams of chicken, peanut butter, banana, and honey. Trust me, don't knock it till you try it. And then my final meal of the day is just oats, whey, berries, and peanut butter. Then the rest day is a little different. Breakfast is the exact same. Then instead of chicken, we've got turkey, and instead of rice, we got sweet potato because it's something I really missed. The only reason I only do this on a rest day and not a training day, have we seen the prices of turkey in this country? But yeah, anyway, then we go into oats, protein, dark chocolate. Biscoff is back in. I'm being trusted with Biscoff, and some berries. Then the typical rice, chicken, peanut butter, pineapple. And another little addition, it's something I tried post-show before and I really, really liked it. If you know, I have IBS and I'm very sensitive to dairy, but I love the Alpro coconut yogurt. So it is soya based, but it's coconut flavor. So that's something we've been implementing here, which is some protein, berries, peanut butter, and rice cakes. And something I've been trialing over the last 2 days as well, because as much as I love my bowl of oats, I think they are a little bit too heavy for me pre-bed. So I've actually just been doing the Alpro yogurt on both days and just adding in a bit more carbs in the form of rice cakes or cereal, or I actually had a bagel yesterday, which was absolutely amazing. So yeah, then we go into my kind of yearly tracker. I need coffee. Also, how long? 10 minutes in. Nice one. So yeah, as you would have seen, we had a 5-week post-prep phase, then into maintenance, and then we started my improvement phase in theory on the 6th, but we actually fully dove into it on the 13th of January just because I was really, really sick this week here. So we didn't really want to be pushing food, as you can see. So food was actually the exact same. I was still on maintenance food, and then food got bumped up last week and stayed the same today. So you can see my averages here from 50 to 58, so 8 kilos up, but feeling good, looking good. This is not really important. Yeah, cardio, we did have it at 6 by 20 for the longest time ever. And then we dropped it to 5 by 20 and 10/11K steps, which is so weird. I got up this morning, I had no cardio, which was really, really weird. In regards to my training phase, we started my training long ago. We're actually on week 7 of my 20-week block. Obviously, then we're just going to review it and see if any changes need to be made. But kind of looking at the trajectory or the timeline. So as I said, we started here. We have a 20-week improvement block. We then go into an 8-week mini cut. So we'll be ending that around July. And then this is kind of where we want to go on holidays, because obviously I'll be a little bit leaner after an 8-week cut. I'd feel a bit better going on sun holiday. And it is going to be warm in July. So prepping just before the peak of summer cutting just before the peak of summer, which would be really, really nice. And I haven't actually been on a holiday in 4 years. So this is something that's very, very much needed, especially before going into another 20-week improvement phase. We then go into 6 weeks maintenance phase. So that's like a priming phase. And then we are looking at starting comp prep mid-January 2025. Fun times. So yeah, nothing really crazy here. Yeah, cardio it's actually 5 by 20 now, so he might want to delete this. I can't, obviously. Steps 11/10, cardio 5. I've been trying to stay on top of my ab training. Free meals, 1 per week. Obviously, we've had a lot of events with Christmas, New Year's, the weekend away, and all of that. So we've actually been having more than 1 off-plan a week, but I'm actually going to cut my off-plan meal out this week. I don't want it. I want to let my digestion settle this week, really let my body get back to baseline just with everything that's been going on. And we are going away to Manchester for a whole 2-3 days really next week. So I do want to allow for that as well. But that's pretty much it. I'm not going to get too much into training today. I might talk you through my training when we're actually getting it done. But yeah, you can see here, so that's kind of a breakdown here of the calories and macros, training day, non-training day, steps, cardio, and yeah. So we're going to end this here, and I'm going to swap over to my other camera. Current state of affairs, all my beautiful IKEA furniture is in storage in my dad's garage, and we can go to the gym now. And no more fasted cardio for a while, because we won't have our bike. Great job, babe. Great job. Great job. So yeah, all the big furniture is moved, so that is a massive weight off of our shoulders. And it's only 2 p.m, so we're not going to be getting to the gym too much later than usual. Like, I usually train about half three during the week, so that's really, really good. Very behind on meals. I've literally only had one meal today, and it wasn't even my proper full meal, so I am going balls to the wall with my pre-workout.
You don't have balls, I hope.
Your balls to the wall with this meal. So let me just show you. There's something I've been craving. So I took the freedom of tracking it in today, and that is pesto. So I'm having chicken, rice, veg, pesto, and a bit of protein cheese. Look how good this looks. We've got jasmine rice, we've got chicken, 100 grams, 50 rice, 100 chicken, 20 grams of pesto, 10 grams of cheese, sauerkraut, beetroot, mushrooms, tender stem, pink salt, and this should nicely fuel me for my final leg session of this week. So yeah, we're gonna do a little voiceover for this session. So as I said, it is lower number 3 of the week, so my final leg session. And it's a little bit more quad focused than all my other sessions because our focus is glutes and hams. But let's dive straight into it. So I'm starting off with a bit of abductors. They're actually not on the plan for today, but I do like to just do a few light sets, high reps, 15 to 20, just to get some blood flowing into the glutes, nice and controlled, not too worried about weight or tempo, literally just moving the weight. So I kind of do 2 variations here. First, I sit into machine, and then I lean forward and just really focus on connecting with the glutes. You'll actually see my glutes squeeze within every single rep, and that just gives me a nice pump, lets me connect with my glutes before actually going into the session itself, and just gets me nice and warmed up, opens up the hips, etc., etc., etc. So that's what I do to start my session. We then go into the first proper exercise of the session, and you'll see my beautiful setup here. It is a bit awkward, but this is the only way that allows me to get the full range of motion when I'm actually in this set. So you'll see I'm going pretty heavy. I'm only going to be showing you my top sets today, but we're starting off with machine adductors. So I start off with abductors to warm up, and then my first proper exercise are adductors. So here I'm sitting into the machine, I'm bracing myself in, holding on tight to the handles, and I'm really controlling the tempo. So I'm going really slow on the way out. Now you can see me nodding here. I chose a good weight here. I am being challenged. But yeah, I'm going all the way out as far as I can. And then I just focus on really driving with my thighs, with my adductors, and just holding that squeeze at the top for a split second. And you'll see here, and you'll see it for all my exercises, that last rep needs to be a grinder if you want to grow. Yeah, that was tough. And PR. We then move on into a seated ham curl. And yes, I do look like I'm literally about to kill someone, but that is how focused I am in my sets. Now, this is going to be a long one. My rep range here is quite high. We are going 2 sets of 12 to 15. Cannot remember what weight I was pushing here. I think it was about 52 kilos, and I actually did progress from 12 to a whole 15 reps. So I actually ended up upping the weight on the second rep, or the second set. So you'll see here, I'm really controlling that way out. Now, ideally, I would like to get a little bit more of a stretch and fully extend my legs at the top, but I just simply cannot do this with this machine without the stack actually hitting off and me losing all control and all tension. So I do have to stop that a little bit earlier, but nonetheless, I'm controlling it as much as I can. My toes are pointed up, so the tension is put on the hamstrings here, and I'm holding that squeeze at the bottom as well for a split second before moving into the next rep. And we can see here I was starting to struggle in that last rep. was painful, but it felt really, really good. Mandatory quad flex before the leg extension. This is me thinking I'm funny, showing you what not to do on the leg extension. Anyway, this is actually my only proper quad exercise in my plan. So I'm going fairly heavy here, but still trying to control it. I don't focus on the tempo here as much as I do my other exercises, just because, to be honest, this is just a warm up before my first compound, which you're going to see after this. I flip in, hate the leg extension. And yeah, I just really don't want to fatigue my quads out too much before going into my next exercise, but I still want to push myself. So I choose a heavy weight and I do go to failure and I do make sure to get a good contraction at the top. But yeah, we've only got 2 sets here, pretty high volume, 12 to 15, and then we're going a whole 15 to 20 for the next one. I hate these, as you can see. Now, for the star of the show, the exercise I've been preparing myself for all week is the hack squat. Now, at this point in the session, for some unknown reason, I started dealing with a massive headache, but I was not going to let it defeat me. So, the hack and I used to have a very bad relationship. I used to despise the hack, and now it is one of my favorite exercises. I actually challenged myself to a whole 10 kilo increase from my previous session. I did PR, I did hit my rep range, so 10 kilos up here for a solid 8 reps, 30 aside. So the focus for me here is maintaining the same tempo all the way throughout, not falling into the hole. So same tempo until I'm at the bottom, squeezing my glutes, and then driving up. Did she have another one? She did have another one. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed it today. Despite the headache, it was a beautiful set. It's probably the best my hack has ever been. Yeah, it was tough. Here's me asking John, do I have a glute pump? And yes, I think I did. So not leg extension, line curl. So another hamstring exercise, and pretty much the same principle here as the seated ham curl. Control the eccentric, get the stretch, but don't go too far where you completely lose tension with your hamstrings and your glutes. So I'm going as far out as I can still feel the tension. I squeeze my glutes. I focus on pushing my hips into the pad, not letting them raise off the bench, and just really controlling the movement, holding that squeeze. And I can actually see some hamstrings popping through there. So I'm very, very happy. And as I mentioned in the last exercise, I was really dealing with a massive headache here and a buildup of pressure in my head. So this was tough because I had to look down. But very, very happy. Another progression here. I've literally been progressing from session to session on most of my exercises, and it's been such a driving factor. Yeah, not pretty. So here we're moving on to the last exercise. Yeah, that machine is not very stable. We are going into the 45-degree hip extension. Now, this is something I struggled with for the longest time. So I mentioned earlier, I'm into week 7 of this training, and it's only last week I managed to actually nail this exercise. I think it took about 10 form clips that I had to send to my coach, but we finally got it right. So here you'll see I'm going as low as I can. I'm squeezing the glutes at the bottom, driving my hips into the pad. So remember, this is the top of the glute movement. This is what is going to help me to build that upper glute, which is a hard part of your glutes to build. So, imagine this is kind of like a hip thrust, but just in a different bit of a direction. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. There's not much explanation to it. Just making sure I get the full stretch. I like to hold the weight on my chest just because if I put the dumbbells down and lift my hands down, I just feel my arms are doing too much of the work and I don't connect with my glutes as well. But yeah, hip extension, final leg exercise. Then we just finished off with some delts that I didn't film. I was dead and my head was pounding, but we got it done. Very proud of myself here. Yeah, beautiful angles. I did not look too happy, did I? Yeah, the head was. I then decided to finish off the session with a bit of posing. I finally got the courage to take my top off, embrace my off-season and curves, and get my own practice on, especially ahead of the posing seminar we're going to next weekend. So thank you so, so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to drop it a like, click the subscribe button, head over to Instagram, follow me there. That's John peeking through there.
and I shall see you in the next one. Ciao!